in India. I only know of like Goa, Amritsar. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I only know like
Yeah, those are
a
the
bit
coffee
Mumbai,
cities in India.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
Jaipur, but that's about it.
yeah,
Only a few. But very cool. Nice.
yeah,
What do you do?
yeah.
Are you a student? What do you do?
I'm a student. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm a
Very
student
nice.
right now. I'm studying ninth grade.
Ah, cool. Very nice. Yes, cool. Great. That is
Yeah.
the first year of senior high school in the U.S. So when you're
Oh,
in yeah, you're in high school, what we call high school, because we have
mhm.
grade school, elementary, and we have middle
Yeah.
school, then we have high school.
And
So
in
yeah,
high school. Yeah.
very cool. Nice.
Actually,
Uh,
11th and 12th grade are included in the high school, right?
yeah. hmm Yeah, in
Well,
the
actually,
U.S.
the fun fact is there are actually colleges for 11th and 12th.
Oh, really? Oh, whoa. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I
We
know
finish
in
high school and in 10th grade.
so high school is done in 10th grade. Oh, so you're almost done with high school. One more year and you're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
cool.
And also,
Will
high school
you
starts at 6th grade here.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa. So from 6 to 10. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Um, will you do college? Do you have the option if you want to do college?
Yes, I will go to college because I need to pursue my IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. I need to get into that.
Oh, so that's your focus. Oh, really cool. Nice. Do you want to
Yeah.
stay in India or do you want to travel and maybe work somewhere else in the
I
world?
want to travel because I like to travel, but I have never really traveled a lot. But it is
hmm
my dream to go traveling to somewhere far away from civilization where there's very little light pollution. Yeah,
Cool. Oh, cool.
yeah.
So why away from everyone else? Do you like photography? Do you like? I'm just curious because when you said light pollution,
Yes, I'm
sometimes
also in photography and most importantly, astrophotography.
astrophotography. Yeah, that's a really cool photography genre.
Yeah,
So
I'm actually
I
into that, and I'll be getting my telescope this Christmas.
what? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I always wanted a telescope. Forgive me, I have a cold, so my nose is
Oh,
really stuffy.
yeah.
But oh wow,
And
that sounds
actually,
amazing.
I've always wondered because in India, for a telescope, we're gonna need like $100 or something in USD.
Yeah,
But there,
yeah.
you can get a telescope for like $75.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I am currently not in the US right now. So I live in Europe and I live
Oh,
in Portugal. So I'm on the
ah,
left country by the ocean. So like Portugal, Spain,
yeah,
France.
it's kind of like a
Uh,
ruler,
yeah,
a
yeah.
straight
But
ruler.
but yeah, to me, it's sometimes things are more expensive in Europe and sometimes they're much cheaper. Like here in Portugal,
Mm.
some things can be cheaper uh, than the US. The US can be actually very expensive, very, very
And
expensive.
actually, I think the US is actually cheaper than India because although
Oh,
the prices may be the same, the purchasing power is different because in the
mm,
US you can purchase new spaghetti for $2, maybe. Is
yeah.
it $2?
For what?
Well, here you need 200 rupees
Oh, so I get it. Yeah, the buying power. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
for 400 grams of spaghetti.
Well, I will say right now, the US is, there's a term called inflation, and inflation is very high. So a lot of products in the US are very expensive. So some things that used to
Actually,
cost
the
like
same
two
goes to
bucks,
India.
it is, yeah,
The
I
same
think
goes
it's
to India.
everywhere.
Yes,
Yeah,
and the inflation is actually getting worse by the
I
years.
know, right? Yeah, I hear in India, but sometimes I speak to people here on Cambly who are from Turkey. And in Turkey, they tell me their inflation is 140%. So their inflation is ridiculous. Yeah, I can't even imagine. So I tell them that there's inflation in the US. They're like, huh, because their inflation is very high right now. So, would
Yeah,
you ever
it's like
consider
telling the
working?
Zimbabwean that our inflation is high.
I know. You're like,
They
well, I
just
know that.
laugh.
So I'm from in the U.S. I'm from a city called Seattle, Seattle, Washington, which
Oh,
is on
yeah,
the West Coast. Yeah, and Seattle is
yeah.
very
I've
well
heard that.
known because of tech. Yeah, because
Hmm.
Amazon, Facebook, or Meta, Google, a lot of tech is in Seattle. But Seattle is also a very cool city for astrophotography because it does
Oh,
not take a long time to leave the city and to go to a
hmm.
forest. It's very close to
Yeah. Well,
mountains, very close to
India,
forests. And
since it's
yeah,
a developing nation, wherever you go, there is a 90% chance there will be lights next to you.
I know.
Wherever you go.
We're everywhere. Humans are everywhere. You have to go to maybe like some deserts to get probably
Yeah.
the best lack of light
The
to
part
get the
is
light pollution.
India is a subcontinent, and right now, if I need to go to a desert, I need to go to Rajasthan, which is, I don't know, maybe 800
I have
kilometers
heard,
away.
yeah, I have heard that Zanskar Valley, the Himalayas, some people are been
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to get some good
The
shots in the
Himalayas are
Himalayas
actually
as
pretty
well.
good for photography.
Yeah, I know this because I wrote articles for a photography website. So I would write about
Mm-hmm.
different photographers and I would
Oh,
see where they were. And I was always curious about where they went to take their photos. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah. And then sometimes some photos go up, some photographers travel north to some Nordic
Mm-hmm.
countries because sometimes they can
Yeah,
find
actually, the Nordic countries are actually better
yeah, because of I
because,
think Auroras Borealis, what we say in English, which is the
yeah,
northern
yeah,
lights. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Some of that
yeah, the
photography is
Northern
really great.
Lights. Most astrophotographers feel fancy and just call it Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, yeah. I like that name. That name does sound cool. It sounds fancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be
Most
interested
of
in
the space
traveling
names
to?
sound fancy. Like instead of saying, hey, there's a guy with a bow, you can say, that's the Orion constellation, that's the Pleiades star cluster.
Yeah, it's fun. Sometimes things are called these names just because of fun, because people want
I
to
like
feel
pranking
good.
my friends by giving them existential crisis. Because
That is
as an
that is quite the
astrophotographer,
hobby
I
for me.
know, yeah, I know my planet. So I once I called my friend in the night and told him, go outside, look at the top of the sky. He said, yeah, I'm looking, and asked me what. I said, look at that. You see a bright star in the sky right above you? And he said, yes, what is it? And I said, that's Jupiter, bro. He's like, that's Jupiter?
I know. Like it just looks like just a bright star to us, but
He thought that
and
was a
like
star his entire life.
Jupiter is so massive. Like the planet, it's
Yeah,
like
in
because I
fact,
forget
so
how
massive,
many Earth
I
can
can capture
fit
four of
inside.
its moons from my binoculars.
Yeah, when you get your telescope, that's gonna be so magical, man. Like that's
Yeah,
gonna be so cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I am jealous. In Seattle, where I lived, at the university where I used to go to school, they had I can't think of the word.
A
A
universal
Zor,
telescope?
yeah, they had a university telescope, and it was like a Zor. I
Observatory.
can't. Thank you, thank you for teaching me English. So at the observatory, I told you I have a cold. My brain is fuzzy, but they had a
My
very
brain
nice
also lagged.
observatory. So once a month, the observatory was open to the public, and they
Hmm.
would do it at certain times where you could see certain movements and planetary alignments. So it was really cool. So you got to look at the
Really?
university
Uh,
telescope, and it
if
was amazing.
we are somewhere in the north, maybe I think. Yeah, I think maybe in the north, if we are at the perfect point at the perfect time on the 12th of December, uh, the Betelgeuse, the star that's about to explode.
Yeah,
People are talking
yeah,
about it
yeah,
recently.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there's actually an ultra rare occlusion that is going to happen for only 12 seconds, where an asteroid Leona will pass will pass that star and make it seem like it just disappeared.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know this. That is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you for telling me this. Yeah, because I knew about. So is it? So wait, is Betelgeuse entering its last phase? Is it going into? Is that
Yes,
supernova?
actually,
Yeah, or
it's actually in its last stage actually, and if it exploded right now, we could forget about seeing it explode because it'll take over 700 years for us to know
before
that
we
it
see it.
exploded.
Wow, I can't. I feel like I just learned about that star. Like only like well, it's been a long time ago, but it feels like
Yeah.
yesterday that I just learned about that star and the idea that it's gonna be gone and
I
we
used to have
well
a lot of
with the James Webb.
existential dread as a child. What?
Oh, I was going to say the James Webb telescope will probably
Ah, yes,
might
the
be
James
able
Webb.
to look at some,
Yeah,
get some cool images of something,
yeah,
maybe the asteroid, but it'll be
yeah,
interesting.
yes, yes. And
But you said you used
actually,
to have
ever
dread.
since I was a child, I used to have existential dread because the sun is going to explode in 5 billion years. What am I going to do?
Yeah, but that's a real fear though. I remember see you learned when you were a child. I learned like when I was like a teenager and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to think about this." And then I put it off into adulthood and I was like, this makes me uncomfortable. But
And
it's
actually, most of the time, as an astrophotographer, I'm
yeah.
shooting my binoculars with the phone, and I like to lay down and look at the stars. And there have been quite a few moments where I felt quite literally falling into the space. It felt
Wow.
like I was gonna fall into that.
I feel like when I look up at the sky, to me, I feel like I can see the curve. Like I can see the
Yes,
curve of our earth. Yeah, like I
yes,
can actually
yes,
see like how
yeah,
our space and time bends because of how where we are on our planet. So I can see a little
yeah,
bit of that bend of our little mass as a planet.
yeah.
I can see how our mass kind of bends things, and I think that's so cool. Like, but that's
And
a
actually,
yeah, that's a really cool
I don't
idea.
think that's because I think it's because of the refraction of light. Because if
Hmm.
our Earth is bending light, then black holes would be twisting the universe in all sorts of ways.
Yeah, true.
Because
Yeah,
almost only exclusively black holes are capable of extreme bending of light.
I know. I mean, black holes scare me, but also make me feel in awe. Like the idea that
Yeah,
something can be so dense, so heavy that it's
yeah,
like puncturing space. Well, space is this
yes.
way, I think, space and in time that it punctures it.
Yeah.
You're like that's so like
What?
crazy
How is
to
that
me.
even possible?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
It was very nice meeting you. I hope
yeah.
you have a good
Same.
rest of your Sunday. Maybe talk again.
Yeah,
But yeah, have a good
yeah.
day.
You
Bye.
know,